Think you've lost a lavender plant before? Be honest. You spotted that beautiful little shrub at the garden center, imagined a border bursting with fragrant purple blooms, brought it home full of excitement, and a few weeks later, it had turned into a brittle bundle of lifeless sticks. The truth is, almost nobody explains why this happens. Lavender doesn't fail because you don't have a green thumb. It fails because most of the advice people repeat about growing it is simply incorrect. The watering rules are misleading. The soil recommendations miss the point. And the pruning advice? That's where countless plants meet an early end. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 surprising secrets that completely overturn the usual gardening recommendations. These aren't recycled tips printed on plant labels. They're based on the way lavender survives naturally on dry, rocky Mediterranean slopes, where no one waters it, fertilizes it, or constantly interferes. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what has been killing your lavender and how to grow plants that stay healthy for years. Keep watching, because secret number 3 rescues more lavender than almost any other technique, yet hardly anyone ever mentions it. Number 1. Stop pampering lavender. Start treating it like a wild survivor. The first change isn't about watering or pruning, it's about changing your mindset. Lavender isn't a delicate ornamental that needs constant care. It's a rugged Mediterranean plant that naturally grows in rocky limestone, under blazing sun, strong winds, and months without rain. Those famous French lavender fields don't thrive because someone constantly looks after them. They thrive because they're mostly left alone. When you bring lavender home and start watering it on a schedule, feeding it compost tea and covering it with rich mulch, you're giving it exactly what it doesn't want. Too much care smothers a plant that's built to survive tough conditions. In fact, overwatering kills lavender far faster than drought. Instead, plant it in the hottest, driest, sunniest part of your garden. That neglected corner with poor, rocky soil where other plants struggle is exactly where lavender feels at home. A south-facing slope is even better. Save your rich, fertile soil for vegetables. Lavender is happiest growing where almost nothing else wants to live. Number 2. Recreate a Mediterranean hillside with the right soil. Soil is where most lavender problems begin. People hear the phrase, well-drained soil, and assume their garden bed is good enough. For lavender, it usually isn't. This plant needs drainage that's far beyond ordinary. When planting, dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball but no deeper. Remove about half of the soil and replace it with coarse sand, horticultural grit, fine gravel, or crushed limestone. Avoid soft play sand. It holds too much moisture. Mix everything well to create a light, fast-draining soil that closely resembles lavender's natural habitat. Now comes the step many gardeners skip. Build a small mound and plant the lavender 2 or 3 inches above ground level. That slight rise lets water drain away from the crown instead of collecting around it. Lavender rarely dies from lack of water. It dies because its roots stay wet for too long. Healthy roots need air just as much as moisture, and this simple mound can keep a plant thriving for years instead of rotting through its first winter. There's one more mistake to avoid. Don't enrich the soil with compost or manure. Fertile soil encourages weak, floppy growth, fewer flowers, and a lighter fragrance. Lavender produces its strongest scent when it's growing under slightly tough conditions. Keep the soil lean, dry, and rocky, and the plant will reward you with stronger blooms and a much richer aroma. Number 3. The watering rule that saves most lavender plants. This is the most important tip in the entire video. If you remember only one thing, make it this: stop watering your lavender so often. It sounds wrong because every gardener assumes a struggling plant needs more water. But with lavender, the opposite is usually true. Wilting stems, yellow lower leaves, and dull gray foliage are far more often signs of overwatering than drought. Here's the rule that works. During the first 2 or 3 weeks after planting, water deeply once a week while the roots establish. After that, only water if there's been no rain for 2 or 3 weeks and the soil 2 inches below the surface is completely dry. Check with your finger. If you feel any moisture, don't water. When you do water, soak the soil thoroughly, then let it dry out before watering again. Lavender prefers deep, infrequent watering over small, regular drinks. In winter, stop watering completely. Cold, wet soil is the fastest way to kill an established lavender plant. Most don't die from freezing. They die because their roots stay damp while the plant is dormant. If you're growing lavender in a container, drainage becomes even more important. Choose an unglazed terracotta pot instead of plastic or glazed ceramic, since terracotta allows excess moisture to escape. Add extra drainage holes if needed. Avoid letting water collect underneath, and remove the saucer altogether. Dry roots are healthy roots. Number 4. The pruning method. Most gardeners get wrong. If your lavender has ever turned into a woody, hollow shrub with flowers only at the tips, you're not alone. This happens because lavender pruning is surprisingly tricky. You need to cut it back confidently, but never too far. The plant should be pruned twice a year. The first pruning comes in early spring, when fresh green shoots begin to appear. Using sharp pruners, shape the plant into a compact dome, removing about 1/3 of the green growth. Don't be afraid to make a proper cut rather than a light trim. Prune again as soon as flowering ends, in late summer or early autumn. Remove the faded flower stalks along with another inch or 2 of green growth, keeping the rounded shape. Here's the golden rule: never cut into the old brown, woody stems. Lavender doesn't produce new growth from bare wood, so branches cut too low usually never recover. Always leave at least an inch of healthy green growth above the woody base. Start pruning this way from the first year, even if the plant is still small. Regular shaping keeps lavender dense, productive, and attractive for well over a decade. Skip pruning for a season or 2, and the center begins to split. The stems become woody, and the plant gradually loses its shape. Long-lived lavender isn't a matter of luck. It's the result of correct pruning every year. Number 5. Choose the right lavender for your climate. The final secret is simple but crucial. Even perfect care won't save lavender if you've chosen the wrong variety for your climate. There are 3 main types to know: English lavender, Lavandula angustifolia, including varieties like Munstead and Hidcote, is the most cold-hardy and highly fragrant. It's the best choice for regions with snowy winters and regular frosts, though it doesn't perform well in hot, humid climates. French and Spanish lavenders, Lavandula stoicus, are easy to recognize by their colorful rabbit ear flowers. They're stunning in warm regions but very sensitive to frost, making them better suited to mild coastal climates or containers that can be moved indoors during winter. The third group is Lavandin, hybrids such as Grosso and Provence. These vigorous plants are widely grown commercially because they tolerate heat, moderate humidity, and produce large flower spikes. For most gardeners, Lavandin is the easiest and most forgiving choice. Choose the variety that matches your climate, not the one that simply looks best at the nursery. A lavender suited to your local conditions has a far better chance of thriving than one that's constantly fighting the weather. Now you know the 5 secrets to growing healthy lavender. Treat it like a hardy wild plant, not a delicate flower. Give it fast-draining, rocky soil. Water only when it's truly needed. Prune it correctly every year, and choose the right variety for your region. Follow those simple rules, and your lavender can stay healthy, fragrant, and beautiful for many years. If this video helped you save your lavender, don't forget to subscribe. Every week we share practical gardening tips that actually work. No myths, no guesswork. Leave a comment below and tell us which tip surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.